ପ୍ରତିନିଧିମୂଳକ ଗଣତନ୍ତ୍ର means representative democracy, its principles and features. ମାନେ ଏହାର ବୈଶିଷ୍ଟ୍ୟ ବା ଯେଉଁ ନୀତି ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଉପରେ ଏହା ଆଧାରିତ ସେ ବିଷୟରେ ଗୋଟେ ଚର୍ଚ୍ଚା କରିବା। ଏଟା Core2 ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ Core1 ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ଅନର୍ସ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ବିଷୟ। ଆଚ୍ଛା ପିଲାମାନେ, ଯଦି ରାଇଟ୍ ଦି ଫିଚର୍ସ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଦ ପ୍ରିନ୍ସିପଲ୍ସ ଅଫ ଇନଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ ଡେମୋକ୍ରେସି କହେ ତ ବି ଏହି ଆନ୍ସର ହବ। କ'ଣ ହବ? ରିପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟେଟିଭ ଡେମୋକ୍ରେସି। କାହିଁକି ରିପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟେଟିଭ ଡେମୋକ୍ରେସି ଆଉ ଇନଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ ଡେମୋକ୍ରେସି ଦୁଇଟା ଯାକ ସେମ୍। ତେଣୁ ଆର ବୈଶିଷ୍ଟ୍ୟ ତାର ବୈଶିଷ୍ଟ୍ୟ, ଆର ଲକ୍ଷଣ ତାର ଲକ୍ଷଣ ସବୁ ସେମ୍ ହବ ପିଲାମାନେ। ରେଡି ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ। ଆଚ୍ଛା ପିଲାମାନେ, ଯେଉଁମାନେ ଚ୍ୟାନେଲକୁ ନୂଆରେ ଆସୁଛ ଚ୍ୟାନେଲଟି ସବସ୍କ୍ରାଇବ କରିନିଅ। ଏବେ ଯିବା ଦେଖିବା କ'ଣ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଏ ଗଣତନ୍ତ୍ର। ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ମିନିଂ। Representative democracy is that democracy in which the people choose the representatives by election madhyamare. Okay, and those representatives form the government and rule the people. ସେମାନେ ସରକାର ଗଠନ କରି ଶାସନ କରିବେ, right? And it is also known as indirect democracy. ଆକୁ ପରୋକ୍ଷ ଗଣତନ୍ତ୍ର ମଧ୍ୟ କୁହାଯାଏ। And this indirect democracy or representative democracy is the most popular form of democracy today. You know, out of 213 countries of the world, maybe around 150 plus countries all have this representative form of government, right? USA, India, okay, and except Switzerland, you say, and leave some countries of dictatorship. Leaving that, you will find almost all democratic countries, almost all the countries happens to be the democratic countries. Well, now let us move to the features. If you talk about the definitions, Abraham Lincoln has said that will be applicable to representative democracy. Yeah, government of the people, for the people, by the people. And whatever Professor Shelley said, also the same definition can be applied to representative democracy, where everyone has a share. Democracy is a form of government where everyone has a share. Means the participators are very high. And it's a government based on public opinion, because election is the medium. Okay, students. Now see what are the main principles upon which this indirect democracy is based. So I will directly say that indirect democracy or representative democracy based on the following principles or features. You have to write. Number 1, popular sovereignty. Number 2, protection of individual liberty and rights. Number 3, based on social equality. Number 4, political justice. Then independent and impartial judiciary. Okay, rule by majority. Next point is rule of law. Okay, then decentralization of power that it believes in. Yeah, and free and fair election is another most important principle or the feature of representative democracy. Wherever there is representative democracy, you will find the social equality and political equality, okay, and protection of individual rights and liberty, decentralization of power, and etc. and etc. Let us focus on one by one points. I want to see. The point number 1 is what? Let us take popular sovereignty. This is the basic principle upon which the representative democracy stands for. Because here we form the government by election, election means collection of public opinion, and the rights of the people are transmitted in the form of vote. Here people are supreme, all in all sources of the power of administration lies in the hands of the people, so it's called popular sovereignty. Means here people are supreme over. Next point. Protection of individual liberty and right. It is only in this indirect or in this representative form of government the liberty and rights, whatever, of the citizens are well protected or guarded by this government, and therefore it is the most popular form of government. And next, move to rule of law. See, representative democracy is said to be the rule of law because it follows almost all the principles or almost all the laws that are documented in the constitution. And administration here is being carried on the basis of the constitutional laws. So it's called rule of law. Rule by majority. Another point. Here you see here the government is formed in terms of by means of election. As or in election, what happens? The party which gets majority, they are in the set of forming the government. Now, rule by majority means the majority party which wins the election forms the government, rules the people over. Okay, rule of law is one point, rule by majority is another point. Next, move to independent and impartial judiciary. Yes, is a big point. I mean, a most important feature upon which the representative democracy stands. Now, here there is independent judiciary, integrated, independent, integrated, impartial. In case of India, you see these three things are applied. Independent in the sense that it has its own entity. Second, it's not influenced by any other organs of the government. Third, it does not interfere in the activities of legislature and executive, but it has its own power to make decisions in relation to administration, and no one can influence judiciary here. Okay. Next, your social equality and political equality, both you combine here. Make a point. In indirect democracy or representative democracy, social equality and political equality is well guarded or protected of all the individuals. That means social equality means all are treated equal in the society irrespective of their caste, color, creed, religion, sex, etc. I think you understood now. Political justice also, or equality, you can say, one man, one vote system we adopted in India. So all this shows that it is protecting. And move to next point, freedom of press. In this indirect democracy, freedom of press is granted. Here all the mass medias, everything who collects the public opinion, and they work as a mechanism to direct informations from government to people, people to government. So this freedom is granted to mass media here. Next, decentralization of power. Here in this form of government, what happens? Territorial representation is adopted. So here what happens? In almost all the particular areas, from bottom to top, power of administration is decentralized. In India, you see, from Sarpanch to the Prime Minister, powers has been dispersed. So it believes in decentralization of power with balance of power again. Remember, free and fair election is another most important principle upon which this democracy stands. Here, for every 5 years, once elections will be conducted, and it is fair, means no black, no, evil practices are applied. Use of money power, you say, muscle power, you say, okay? These things are not allowed. It must be free and fair, on the basis of which we form the government. So it's another important feature. After that, you can also write one more point. Freedom of political parties. Here in this democracy, maximum political parties can be created, and they can be allowed to stand in the election, to participate in the affairs of government, right? Okay, students, to sum up the main points, we can write like this: that the representative form of democracy is based on certain principles such as popular sovereignty, rule of law, rule by majority, and independence of judiciary, then decentralization of power, free and fair election, okay, freedom of press, and some other things which are followed here as the main principles. Okay, okay, students, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Okay.